What's up? It's Mel. Here's the deal. Deciding which motorcycle to buy can be hard, especially if you're a new rider or someone considering learning to ride motorcycles. You've probably been wondering which motorcycle to get ever since you decided to ride or to get your motorcycle endorsement. In this video, you will learn ways to think through this decision and how to pick the motorcycle type that best suits your needs. I'll discuss the different types of motorcycles available, and I'm going to mention their key features. I'll also mention what type of riding is commonly done with each type of motorcycle. And at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you which motorcycles I own, how I chose them to suit my needs, and how they are absolutely perfect for my style of riding. So let's go. As a motorcycle safety coach and a mindset coach, people always ask me what motorcycle they should buy as a new motorcyclist. To be honest, I was super confused about this when I first started riding, and it was just crazy. I would go online and everyone had a different opinion on what a good beginner bike looks like. So honestly, I was just really overwhelmed and there were so many options to choose from. I was so overwhelmed, in fact, that I didn't buy a motorcycle for 6 months because I was dragging my feet. I didn't want to make a commitment and I didn't want to make an investment that I would regret. Sound familiar? By the way, I want you to check out my links below in the notes section for more motorcycle and mindset content. Buying your first motorcycle is a super important consideration, and it's going to influence how you ride, where you ride, and how often you ride. If you buy something that you're not ready for yet, the chances are you're going to be uncomfortable riding it. And it could be dangerous to yourself, but also to other road users. Dropping your motorcycle is seriously common, but if it happens a lot, for example, your motorcycle is too big, if it happens a lot when you first start riding, it's going to be discouraging, to say the least. Buying your first motorcycle is the start of an amazing love affair. You may think this is an exaggeration, but it is not. Your first motorcycle will always hold a special place in your heart because you're going to have amazing memories on it. It's the vehicle where you'll see new places, meet new people, you'll meet community, and more importantly, you'll find yourself on that motorcycle. Riding motorcycles is one of the quickest ways to unlock who you truly are and to start to create a new identity for yourself. Riding motorcycles is completely life-changing. So let's dive into exactly how to make this decision as a new motorcycle rider. Are you excited? I'm stoked, so let's jump in. The first step to deciding which motorcycle to buy is to first determine the purpose of riding for you. Certain types of motorcycles have certain purposes. For example, the frame of the motorcycle is different for highway riding compared to off-road riding compared to city riding. Do you plan to commute on your motorcycle? Will you ride on weekends, mainly on highways, or will you ride on country roads? Do you like the idea of having the option to ride both on the road and also off the road? Whether you plan to commute, take leisurely weekend rides, or go for a long distance multi-day ride, or go trail riding, there is a certain motorcycle that is best suited to that activity. Say, for example, you pick your motorcycle type and you buy a motorcycle based on the decision to ride daily on the city streets commuting to work. That doesn't mean that you can't take it on a multi-day ride. All I'm saying is some features make a motorcycle more comfortable and specific to its purpose. Okay, so I want you to pick how and where you plan to ride. This is important when learning about different types of motorcycle, which we'll jump into next. Let's talk about the types of motorcycles and their features. Now, there are 3 broad categories to speak of. That's on-road, off-road, and dual purpose. It's really simple as it sounds. On-road motorcycles are driven on the road. Off-road motorcycles are ridden off the road. Dual purpose motorcycles are ridden on both. So your motorcycles, now as they are designed for on-road, there are 4 types. We've got your standard motorcycles, you've got your sport motorcycles, cruisers, and touring motorcycles. Now let's take a look at each type of those to see if any of the features resonate with you. Okay, so first we have standard motorcycles. Standard motorcycles are great generalist motorcycles, sometimes called naked due to their minimal use of panels. Standard motorcycles have all-round capabilities. The ergonomics of a standard motorcycle has you sitting in an upright posture with your foot pegs below your knees. Standard motorcycles are a great option for city riding and daily city commuting as they're quite lightweight and they're going to be nimble. So the next up is sport motorcycles. Sport motorcycles are those designed with high speeds in mind, so they're more aerodynamic than other types. They have a lot of body panels to support wind deflection. Sport motorcycles can be quite powerful and accelerate very quickly compared to other types of motorcycle. The ergonomics will have you in a lean forward sitting position with your foot pegs behind your knees. Now, sport motorcycles are typically slightly heavier than standard motorcycles because they need to accommodate the additional body panels. So, they can be a great option for riders with the need for speed and the desire for track racing. So next up we have cruiser motorcycles. Cruiser motorcycles have a more traditional styling and they are commonly seen with a windshield, large fairings or fenders and luggage compartments. Sometimes called baggers. Cruiser motorcycles have an ergonomic sitting position with a backwards lean with your foot pegs in front of the knees. Cruisers are a great choice for riders looking to take evening and weekend rides, though they're also great for commuting due to their additional storage capacity. Cruisers are typically heavier than standard and sport motorcycles. Next up we have touring motorcycles. Now, touring motorcycles are designed for long distance riding and they have special features designed for comfort like extra storage, large fairings to deflect wind, and generally a back seat for passengers, speakers, radio, GPS navigation systems. Now, the sitting position on touring motorcycles can be upright or leaned back depending on the brand. Touring motorcycles are heavier than most other types of motorcycles to accommodate all the additional creature comforts. Okay, so that was our on-road motorcycles. Now let's take a quick look at off-road motorcycles. Off-road motorcycles are designed to be ridden on trails away from road traffic. For motorcycles designed for off-road use, there are three types. We have the enduro, the motocross, and the trials motorcycles. So first up, we're going to talk about enduro motorcycles. Enduros are characterized by their rugged tires and their increased shock absorption for the forest trails and desert ridings that they were designed for. Enduro motorcycles will typically have a headlight, a tail light, and they're going to be lightweight and nimble. So next up we have the motocross motorcycles. Motocross motorcycles are designed for competition on closed course circuits. They have rugged tires and increased shock absorption for jumps, but no headlight or taillight. Similar to enduro motorcycles, motocross bikes are lightweight and they're really nimble. The last type of off-road motorcycle is the trials motorcycle, and these are used for competitions in closed course circuits, particularly very technical riding. They're extremely pared down and they lack a lot of the traditional features. Okay, so let's look at dual-purpose motorcycles. Dual-purpose motorcycles are, well, they can be used both on and off road. They typically have enduro type qualities and that makes them really good for riding on the road, and they also have really great overland adventure capabilities if you want to do something like motorcycle camping. So that wraps up the type of motorcycles available. Now you have the basic features of each motorcycle type so you can decide which best suits your needs and riding style. Now, I want to share with you which motorcycles I ride and why I ride them, why I love them, and how I made the decision to buy them. The first motorcycle that I ever had was a Suzuki DR200 dual sport motorcycle. I absolutely love this motorcycle. It is lightweight, nimble, and I can pick it up off the ground when I drop it. So it's low enough that I'm comfortable because I can have my feet flat on the ground. And when I was considering which motorcycle to buy, I knew that I wanted one that was on the smaller end, so I didn't feel too overwhelmed at the start of my riding career. While the top speed of my DR200 didn't really go beyond 660 miles per hour, that was perfect for me. Since I was just learning, I didn't want to go super fast, and I was content riding around my neighborhood, practicing safety drills in empty parking lots. So this motorcycle is also really great for trail riding too. My other motorcycle is a BMW K75, a touring motorcycle. After a year on my Suzuki, I knew I was ready for an upgrade, so I bought this touring motorcycle so I could ride further for longer. Now, my BMW has a lot of storage compartments and saddlebags, so it's perfect for camping trips and multi-day rides. The engine is quite a bit larger, and overall, the motorcycle is much heavier than my Suzuki, so I'm super glad I started small with my dual sport before I chose to upgrade. Now, I share all of that with you as a way to demonstrate how to pick a motorcycle that best suits your needs. My needs changed over time as my skills developed, which was really great, and it meant that I was becoming a better, more confident rider. It's a good thing because it meant I could buy another motorcycle, which of course I love doing. Okay, so time for a recap. In this video, you learned how to decide which motorcycle to buy. I explained that you first must think about how you plan to ride, because this is going to guide your decision on what motorcycle that you're going to end up buying. We talked about the 3 types of motorcycles: on-road, off-road, and dual sport. And finally, I discussed details about specific motorcycles that you could buy to give you an idea of what would best suit you. I shared a little about my motorcycles, how I chose them, and why I love them. I hope you enjoyed this video. As a motorcycle safety coach and a mindset coach, it is my aim to always share information to help keep you safe on the roads so that you can live your best life. I have a small favor to ask. I would love if you could like and comment on this video and subscribe to my channel. It really helps get the word out so that more women are empowered to ride motorcycles. You can catch me at www.herhandlebars.com or on Instagram at Melissa Hussong. See you next time for more motorcycle and mindset tips and advice.